As night falls, Barry arrives on the scene and asks about the first piece of evidence authorities found, Suzanne's blue bike.
Where is it? Where's the bike?
Oh, it's right there.
Where was it?
It was like just right down here in this little embankment.
And he even asks if a mountain lion may have gotten her.
Was it a crash?
The way it was laying, it kind of looked like it, but there's not really that much damage to the bike.
Lion?
Yeah, it was just like lion.
Was no lion? Mountain lion?
Investigators offered another theory, that he drugged and murdered her and hid the evidence.
This is Unsolved True Crime. Court documents show when Susan first went missing, her bike and helmet were the only clues left behind. Court documents also revealing pictures taken of the day she went missing. These pictures also include Barry acting strange, disposing of several items.
This photo shows him holding shovels in the hotel lobby. He told law enforcement he was there for a construction job, but they later found out he was not permitted to use his heavy equipment because it was a Sunday.
All evidence in the case points to foul play. All evidence points to Barry Morphew, including the scratches on Barry's hands.
The court also released photos Friday of Suzanne's bedroom, where a shell casing was found, and of the tranquilizer dart found in the home's dryer trap. Suzanne's purse was left behind in her car. Evidence shows the purse and all of its contents, including her wallet with cash, her ID, her credit cards, all things investigators say someone would not leave behind if they just ran away to start a new life. We're also seeing new photos of Suzanne's bike and helmet. Barry told law enforcement that he believed his wife was out for one of her regular bike rides when something must have happened to her. This is where her bike and her helmet were found in relation to her home. Investigators said they didn't find any evidence of an attack or crash when they found her bike, and you can see the condition that her bike was found in, along with a partial photo of her helmet.
It was later revealed that Suzanne was having an affair and that her and her husband, Barry Morphew, were having arguments in their relationship regarding money.
There are pages of text messages between Suzanne and her closest friend Sheila.
Barry was a master manipulator according to people close to the family.
In one text, it appears they did involve the girls. Suzanne wrote, "He sat there as the ringleader the day he cut himself." She's talking about a work injury. "And told them all of the things I believe and got them all upset and was just sitting back and egging on, as if he felt justified and happy they were taking his side." In another text, Suzanne mentions to Sheila making things work with Barry only until her youngest is old enough to be out of the house. She said Barry's response was, "Okay, let's just tell the girls I'm leaving and how you feel you don't want me." You can see the picture the prosecution is trying to paint with these texts. There's also the sheath to the dart cap found in the Morphew's dryer. This is what sparked the main theory investigators have gone with, that Morphew shot his wife with a tranquilizer dart. Investigators have said that cell phone pings or GPS data indicate he was chasing his wife around the house after he shot her. But the defense has time and again poked holes in this theory, pointing out just how unreliable the cell phone data is.
They believe this is the final picture Suzanne sent to the man she was having an affair with before she disappeared. When investigators first told Barry they'd discovered his wife was having an affair, he responded by looking to God. Quote, "I'm not saying he did it to punish Suzanne because of her affair," he told investigators, "but it makes more sense than what I knew before you guys came today."
Widely believed that Barry Morphew is responsible for his wife's disappearance based on his suspicious behavior soon after.
For the first time in more than 4 months, Barry Morphew is out of jail tonight after posting a $500,000 bond. It comes as a judge makes public a 130-page arrest affidavit detailing the evidence that led them to charge Morphew with first-degree murder and tampering with a human body, among other charges. Investigators allege Barry, quote, "knowingly destroyed evidence that his relationship with Suzanne was deteriorating and that he was involved in her disappearance and homicide," end quote.
Barry allegedly knew nothing of Suzanne's affair. She didn't even tell her friends. Investigators said that the only reason they found out about this affair was due to a spy pen that she purchased, thinking that Barry was also having an affair.
Morphew is facing 2 felonies and 1 misdemeanor after investigators believe he voted in his wife's name for Donald Trump in the 2020 election, despite the fact that she had been missing for 5 months at the time. He appeared Thursday morning on voting fraud charges. His wife Suzanne vanished from their Salida home on Mother's Day of 2020. 5 months later, arrest documents allege that he filled out his wife's mail-in ballot for Donald Trump. Court records show he didn't sign the ballot in his wife's name, but he did write his name in on the witness line. When FBI agents asked him why, arrest records say he told them, quote, "Just because I wanted Trump to win. I just thought, give him another vote. I figured these other guys are cheating." He also told them he knew she would have voted for him anyway, and that he wasn't aware he wasn't allowed to vote on behalf of his spouse. He was charged with his wife's murder months after the voting scandal, but those charges were dropped in April of this year amid allegations of prosecutorial misconduct.
We were going to get Mr. Morphew acquitted, rightly, after a trial that we believed we were going to have. But all of a sudden now, today, in the face of the fact that they have committed so much misconduct, they decided to dismiss the case, claiming that there is a body that they're close to finding up in the mountains that are snow covered by nearby where Mr. Morphew's house was.
Barry Morphew is charged with first-degree murder in the death of his wife, but appeared to have the continuing support of their daughters. Suzanne Morphew disappeared on Mother's Day 2020. Her body has not been found. Now prosecutors filed a motion stating further investigation into this matter is essential to answering the most consequential question presented by this case. What they made clear is they need to find the body or more evidence to move ahead with the case, writing, "As this search cannot be accomplished in the coming weeks due to weather and snowpack conditions, the people respectfully ask this court to dismiss the current indictment." To make matters more difficult for prosecutor Mark Hurlburt, the judge had thrown out most of their expert witnesses due to sanctions imposed by the judge for failing to turn over all discovery evidence in a timely manner. Morphew had maintained his innocence from the beginning.
Please, we'll do whatever it takes to bring you back.
That's what innocence looks like, right there.
9 days before he was set to stand trial for the alleged murder of his wife, Suzanne, Barry Morphew emerged from a Colorado courtroom Tuesday, all smiles, a free man. On either side of him, holding his hands, his two daughters.
Barry and his daughters are relieved, but they're sad because they too want to know where Suzanne Morphew is.
Update. Susan has been found.
According to the autopsy report, Morphew died from a homicide by unspecified means in the setting of butorphanol, azapirone, and methamphetamine intoxication. The report goes on to say, quote, "These drugs are marketed as a compound injectable chemical immobilizer for wildlife," unquote. The report says the medical examiner received Morphew's remains in bags containing bones and clothing to include a sweatshirt reading Crested Butte, a Nike tank top, and Yeti shorts. A ski mask and weathered bullet are noted as evidence in the report, but there is no mention of DNA found on any items or DNA testing to said items.
Who killed Susan Morphew? We will continue to follow this story until it's solved. If you want to support Peace Productions, please subscribe to our Patreon. The link is on the screen.